All right, guys, I'm back. It's May 15th, and I got 7 players that I absolutely love for us to incorporate into some player props. But before we get into it, you know what we got to do? We got to recap yesterday. Bang! Now that's what I like to see right there. Oh, you gotta love it. Shohei Otani hits a home run early in the game. He knocked in a double, and he's knocking a single too. Why not? Yelich in his game, he doubled, singled. Paredes singled twice. Contreras singled. Soto singled. It's a single fest. Oh, it was so amazing. He hit 5 for 5 on our baseline predictions to at least record a hit. But you know what they say, you're only as good as the next day, and we must move on to the next day. And I have, like I said, 7 plays that I absolutely love to keep this winning streak going. All right, a quick recap. We hit 89 of the last 120 batters I recommended on the channel, players just to record a hit. We're hitting it at a 74% clip. Consider tipping, and like I said, I never want any money. How do you tip? You hit the friggin' like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, what the hell are you waiting for? Hit it, baby! That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow this channel because I'm having a bunch of fun, and it's all because of you guys and all the interest that has just been a tidal wave in the direction of this channel. Just the love you guys are showing is unreal, and it just gives me that extra energy to work that much harder to uncover winning situations for us. So thank you very much. I really appreciate every single friggin' one of you. All right, we'll get to the picks in 1 second, but I just wanted to say we had so many new people in this channel, and when I created this channel, it wasn't just for sports betting. It was for me to share my ideas on anything that I do to make money. So the people that have been here from day one, they know already that I worked in the financial markets. I didn't work there very long. I got to retire before the age of 30 because I was just a crazy 13-year-old kid that fell in love with the stock market. I saw it on TV, and I said, I want to work harder than everybody else. I want to be smarter than everybody else, and I want to dominate. And I got, like I said, got to retire before the age of 30. And I get to just trade stock and invest and things here and there, and just, stay at home and just live the life, I guess. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying, it's probably stupid. I shouldn't do that. But I just wanted to tell you guys on the channel, like I said, this is not financial advice. It never is. It's just me sharing what I'm doing. I offered up DraftKings at, about a year ago, and it only doubled in price since I announced on the channel. I even talked about Bitcoin, and it tripled in price, and I didn't have time to even make another slide. I also said Netflix on the channel. I offered Netflix as an option on the channel that I was in, and it doubled. So I have 2 ideas that I absolutely love that I should have pulled the trigger already, but I'm kind of holding out a little bit, and I just want to share them with you guys. And like I said, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so this is just for entertainment purposes only. All right, the first company, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. This stock just kind of broke out, and I'm going to play this one for a momentum trade to the upside. I have a stop loss. I'll put a stop loss at $125 a share, so that if it turns south this trade, then it'll just be a minimal loss. Full disclosure, this one and the one I'll talk about, I don't love them as much as I did the other 3, the DraftKings, the Bitcoin, and the Netflix. Those were like super long-term trades. These ones might be in and out quick, but this is just what I'm doing. I'm not telling you guys to do it. Like I said, this is not financial advice. This is just entertainment only. So I'm eyeing Royal Caribbean Cruise. And the second one I'm eyeing up is 3M. That one seems, in my opinion, to have bottomed out, and it's showing signs of, wanting to make a run to the upside. So like I said, these are just 2 things that I haven't invested in yet. I'm really close to pulling the trigger. And I'm a sophisticated trader. I don't know your level, probably not as, the same level as I am, most of you. So like I said, I'm not saying this is not actionable advice. You do your own research, but I just like to share what I'm doing on the channel because I feel really confident that these 2 are going to, when it's all said and done, be a nice little profit for me. All right, let's get to these plays. The first one, I love this one, man. Freddy Freeman versus Logan Webb. Let's first point out that there's a lot of history between these two, okay? Freeman has had 27 at-bats and 14 hits and a home run. I mean, he's hitting off this guy like basically 500, even better. So absolutely love this opportunity because there's a long history that he is hitting well off this pitcher, Logan Webb. And when you look at Logan Webb's pitch arsenal or his pitch usage percentage, he throws a changeup at 39%. He's giving that pitch up. He's giving that up to a 300 batting average on the season. So he's not even commanding his number one pitch. And what does Freddy Freeman do against that pitch? He's only hitting 500 against the changeup on the season. When you look at the second most pitched ball at 34%, the sinker, he's giving a batting average up on that at a 304 rate of a 304 batting average. Now, if you look at Freddie Freeman, he's only hitting the sinker at a 222 average, but his expected batting average should be at the 325 rates, and he's really heating up lately. So let's hope that he's going to heat up and be closer to that expected batting average of the 325. And then when you look at the last pitch, the third most frequented pitch at 22%, the sweeper, Logan Webb is giving that up. A batting average up on that at a 256 rate, which is not that good. I absolutely love this opportunity. Freddie Freeman's hitting that ball on the year at 400. Absolutely love this opportunity. Ballpark Pal has this listed as an extreme advantage for Freeman. He represents the worst 11 percentile of possible matchups for Logan Webb. Like I said, Freeman's been on freaking fire. He's recorded at least one hit in 18 of his last 22 games. Freeman's hitting 296 batting average versus right-handed pitchers this year, and his barrel rate is just under the good range. His ISO rate is in the elite range in the last 14 days. I have him as a medium home run threat, but he definitely has the power for extra bases. The over 1.5 total bases is definitely in play. But as I always say, the baseline prediction is just to at least record a hit. I love Freddie Freeman's opportunity in this game. So there you go. All right, next matchup. In the same game versus the same player, MLB Bets. And he has a lot of history with Logan Webb also. 29 at-bats, 14 hits and 2 home runs. He's basically hitting 500 off this guy. He's seeing his pitches very well, and you got a large sample size that says, there should be some success because, he's hitting lights out against this guy. Again, there's the pitch arsenal. I've already talked about how each one of these pitches, his top 3 pitches, he doesn't command them very well because he's giving up basically, 300 batting average or worse, except the sweeper. He's at 256. Wow. I mean, that's nothing great either, batting average. And when you look at MLB Bets, he's been heating up lately. You'll see against a changeup, he's only hitting it at 222. But like I said, he's just heating up, I don't know. When you get to the sinker, he's hitting that at 438, and the sweeper, he's hitting it at 273. Like I said, take it or leave it. You don't have to play every single one of these games. They're just trying to create, opportunities for you to pick the ones that work for you or the ones you think will work for you. Ballpark Pal has this listed as an extreme advantage for MLB Bets. He represents the worst 1 percentile of possible matchups for Logan Webb. He's recorded at least one hit in 33 of his last 44 games. Like I said, this one you might have to take a leap of faith with this one. MLB Bets is just hitting 200 batting average with right-handed pitchers this year. But like I said, the history of the 14 hits off of the 29 at bats versus Logan Webb is, what I'm kind of considering. His barrel rate, MLB Bets, is at 5.3% on the low end, but he's been there all year long. His ISO rate is just under the good range, so he's a low home run threat. I think he has the power for extra base hits. The over 1.5 total bases is in play. But as always, the baseline prediction is just to record a hit. Take MLB Bets or leave them. All right, next up, same game again versus same pitcher, this time Shohei Otani. And you're like, what the hell? Are you going to play the whole friggin' Dodgers lineup? No, I promise you, this is the last one. I got Shohei Otani And like I said, we know Logan Webb. I've said it twice already. So we're going to go right to the pitches. He's hitting the changeup at a 438 batting average. Otani is. He's hitting the sinker at 433, and he's a little light on the sweeper at 125. But what is that? Like 73% of the pitches on average he's going to see. He's crushing it at over a 400 batting average. I love this opportunity. Ballpark Pal has listed as an extreme advantage for Otani. He represents the worst 3 percentile of possible matchups for Logan Webb. Otani's recorded at least one hit in 34 of his last 42 games. He's on fire. He's got a 375 batting average versus right-handed pitchers in the last 14 days. His barrel is in the elite range at 23.1%. His ISO rate is in the elite range at 25%. Is a home run threat? Yeah, don't you think? He just hit a freaking home run yesterday. You don't think he could do it again? And does he have the power for extra bases? Of course, he's a freaking home run threat. Over 1.5 is over 1.5 total bases is in play. But as always, the baseline prediction is just to record a hit. All right, next matchup: Christian Yelich versus Martin Perez. You can see the pitch there. You know how we do this. We've done this long enough here. You see his top three pitches. He's giving up a batting average of 234 against the sinker. That is Martin Perez. His expected batting average against is more 303, so hopefully he'll resort to that. The cutter, he throws at 21%. He's giving a batting average up to that pitch at a 333 batting average. And his changeup, he's giving up a batting average of 294 against the good, the bad, and the sucky players, okay? So when you think about Christian Yelich, he's anything but a sucky player. He's awesome, and he's hitting these pitches very well. Well, at least the sinker at a 417 rate. He's hitting the cutter on the year at a 273 batting average. And then the changeup, he's only hitting that at like a 200 batting average, but they say his expected batting average should be in the 398 range. So hopefully he'll be closer to that, because, that's kind of like what, Perez gives up in a batting average on the changeup, at a 294 rate. So Ballpark Pal has this listed as an extreme advantage for Yelich. He represents the worst 10 percentile of possible matchups. He's recorded at least one hit in 14 of his last 17 games. Yelich is hitting in the last 14 days a 400 batting average versus left-handed pitchers. That's what Perez is. His barrel rate is in the good range at 11.1. His ISO rate is non-existent. It's just because he's only been at the 5 plate appearances versus a left-handed pitcher, and he just didn't hit for extra bases. So he's a low home run threat. I have him as no power for extra bases, but the baseline prediction is just for him to at least record a hit. Consider Christian Yelich. All right, next up, same game, same pitcher, this time Willson Contreras. So we're going to go through this really quick. Contreras is dominating when he sees the sinker this year, batting at a 359 rate. He's hitting the cutter at a 357 batting average, the changeup at a pretty solid 263. It's an extreme advantage for Contreras. He represents the eighth worst percentile of possible matchups for Perez. He's been on flippin' fire, man. At least one hit in 34 of his last 40 games. He's batting 333 versus left-handed pitchers. His barrel rate is in the good range. And again, just like Yelich, his ISO rate is non-existent. He just didn't hit for extra bases. He's only had 10 plate appearances. And he's been very successful. It's all been for singles, basically. So I have him as a low home run threat. No power for extra bases, so we're not playing the over 1.5 total bases. My baseline prediction is just for him to at least record a hit. Next up, same game, same pitcher again, just Willy Adames. You're like, what the hell's going on? You're going to play the whole friggin' Brewers lineup? No, it's the last one, okay? So, like I said, we all know about Martin Perez already. Adames is hitting 310 off the sinker. He's hitting 267 off the cutter, 400 off the changeup. Extreme advantage for Adames. He represents the worst 5 percentile possible matchups for Perez. He's recorded at least one hit in 10 of his last 14 games. He's hitting 500 batting average off of left-handed pitchers in the last 14 days. His barrel rate is knocking on the door to being in the good range. It's close enough. And he's only had 5 plate appearances versus left-handed pitchers. So his ISO rate is an extreme 62.5%. It's a low batting sample size. So like we got to take that with a little bit of, context, but he's just been crushing it. So I still have him as a medium home run threat. I got him down as having the power for extra base hits. So the over 1.5 total bases is in play as an option. But again, baseline prediction, just record a hit. All right, guys, before we get to the last matchup, just want to say there's a couple pitchers that aren't really determined yet. So there might be some batters tomorrow that I'll be analyzing, and I could have some more plays, and I'll put them in the pinned comments of this video. Any other players that I couldn't cover in this video. So here's the last one. Ketel Marte versus Andrew Abbott. You can see Abbott pretty decent in terms of his 3 pitches. He's giving up the 4-seam fastball at a 234 rate. He's giving his changeup at a 154 batting average and a sweeper at the 225 batting average. But Marte is hitting all these pitches very well, almost at 300 at the first 2 there, and then 333. Ballpark Pal has just a strong advantage for Marte. He represents the 11th worst possible matchup for Abbott. When you look at a hot player right now, I mean, freaking, he's recorded at least 1 hit in 22 of his last 25 games. Marte's hitting is batting 400 versus left-handed pitchers on the season. His barrel rate's in the good range. His ISO rate is in the insane range of 90%. Again, that's just a function of he's had very little exposure to left-handed pitching. So when you just start crushing it, you're going to have insane numbers like that. But that basically is, he is crushing left-handed pitchers. So I have him as a home run threat, of course. He has the power for extra bases. So the over 1.5 total bases is in play. But as always, it's just to record a hit. That's it. A long video. I apologize. Try to do it as fast as I can. Let's have another successful day. And like I said, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.